innovative company, catering company ever bought by Middleby. We're the biggest company in their portfolio. They have just bought automated equipment. As you see, actually it doesn't say on there, these used to be made by a company called AE, Automated Equipment, and they have bought them, Middleby bought them. So now we are producing this machine, we are building and producing this machine. Now, I used to actually work on this machine when I was a technician for McDonald's, so I know it's a little bit, but this would be interesting for me because this is the first time I'm going to do this presentation with you guys. It's very simple. Even if I didn't train you guys today, if you're a good technician, you will be able to work on this. It has like one board, one PCB board inside, a small refrigeration system. It's a very, very easy piece of equipment, okay? But we'll do this after lunch. But before we get to that, I just want to run through this with you.
How's that going?
I can't believe the heat here. It's so hot.
Not yet.
Not
You
yet.
have more.
Because last time when you come here, it's like we haven't done it.
Yeah, so I usually don't come to the Middle East before October, November. Because
Now
of the
it's
heat.
just 1850s, 72.
Well-
don't worry, very 60.
Really?
Some places.
The hottest place I've been was Dubai in 54. That's the hottest I've been in, 54 degrees.
But here it's better than Dubai because Dubai is too much humidity.
Yes, yeah.
Here it's dry,
Yeah, it's right.
Here it comes also the humidity, but not all the time.
Yeah,
maybe 2 weeks.
yeah, but when I, because this actually came from McDonald's, this trip, they wanted me to be here really for Al Sakabi because of the new grill, because they need to install a new grill, so they needed me to be here in August. And I look at the temperature and I'm like, oh my God. So I said to, do you know Dan Tagler from McDonald's? No. I said to Dan, I said, if you don't have air conditioning in the training facility, I'm not training. I can't train in this heat, no way, no way. Because I don't even have, these are all the clothes I have.
August, maybe last week of August, the first week of September, like in humidity.
Yeah, no. Well, I have my vacation month in September, so Spain for a month.
If you have visa to Mars, it's close here.
Okay, I'm not going to show all of this because this is the very old grill. You guys that have worked on the grill will see. This grill doesn't exist anymore. So I just want to show you some things in this. This is the one that McDonald's probably have now. This grill.
Kulit ako ng kulit ako ng problem. Kaya hindi ko lalo. Ang hirap. Ang hirap ang talaga yan.
Okay, so this is what I want to show you. It's a few pages, few screens. This is grill certification. This is the PM that if you start to work in McDonald's on the grills, you have to do every year. Okay, once a year. Now this is the PM for a old McDonald's grill, not the new one. This form is like this big. The new one is a third of the size because there's no parts to change. The only parts you change on the new grill, I'll show you. It's the seals at the back of the grill, not the rubber ones, the plastic ones. And all you do, you take 4 poppets out, like the black poppets. It comes apart, put the new one in, 5 minutes. That's the only part you change. But I want to go through this because there's some important information here that will be interesting for you. Okay? So this is the first section of the form. So you put your McDonald's store number, your work order number, date and time in. You put the model number in, you put the serial number and the address here. So again, I'm doing this because there's some interesting information here. You see the serial number here? Do you guys know that the serial number tells you how old the equipment is? Did you know that? You did? Do you know how to read the serial number to tell you what it is? No? Okay, right. I used to have, oh, yeah.
Year 2000, breakfast na itong hapon. Tulad lang ano.
So this what I'm going to explain now. This is not just the grills. This is all Taylor equipment. Okay, so the freezers, the rams, the grills, everything.
Ngayon, nasa in na tayo ngayon. Series.
Okay, I'll just have to try to explain. So you see, the first letter here is a K. Yeah. So we have K. We don't have L. We have M and we have N.
Yeah, amen.
Okay? K, M, N. M for mother, N for November. Okay? That letter is telling you a decade. Okay? A decade meaning 10 years. Okay, 10-year range. So K, L, M. K would be the 2000s. So year 2000 to 2009. Yep. M would be 2010 to 2019. N would be 2019 to 2020 to 2029. So that's the first letter. The next number is the year in that decade. So K being 2000s, the second year meaning 2002. Yeah? February. So the month, this is the month. Sorry, the year. So K is 2000, 2 is 2002. The next two numbers, or 1, is the month. Okay? Forget about this. Forget about this one, these ones, it's just those. So 2002, January, or 1 month, first month. So a grill or a piece of equipment by Taylor built today at the factory would be N for 2020s, 3 for 2023, and what are we in now? 08 for August. So that would be August of 2023. Yeah? So again, all of our equipment is the same. Now, this is the manufacturing date, not the installation date, the manufacturing date. Okay? Now, usually under normal circumstances, what I mean by normal, I mean no COVID, you would get a piece of equipment from the factory and installed within around 6 months. So the year would always be correct. The month would be wrong, but the year would be correct. Why is this useful? Well, warranty. McDonald's have 2 years warranty, full warranty on their equipment. If you're working on a freezer, the compressor and the shell and hopper assembly has 5 years on it. So they may say to you, do I have warranty? You can look at the serial number and you can estimate. Yes, you do. You have to check it, but yes, if it's years out, you know, if it's over 2 years or if it's over 5 years, then no, they don't. But it's a quick way to check for warranty. It may be they're going to buy a new piece of equipment, and they ask you, how old is my equipment? Well, if you don't know how to read this, you don't know. So now you read this and you say, well, the equipment is around 4, 5, 6, 7 years old, whatever it is. Did you miss this? Yeah? Okay, so K, 2000. Here we're looking at the serial number. So in this example, we have K201. Forget about these numbers. Yeah? K is 2000s. We don't have L. We have M, which is 2010s. And we have N, which is 220s, the year. The next number is the year in the decade. So 2002. K being 2000, 2 being the year. 01 being January, month. January of 2002. Today, if one was built today at the factory, it would be N for 2020, 3 for 2023, and 08 for August. Okay, so again, some of these questions are not going to be on the new grill, but they are on the old grill. You may have to do them on the old grill, I don't know. The first one is grease migration in the interior of the grill. That's a brand new grill. You're never going to see a grill like that unless it's brand new. This is, I'm going to be going quite fast here because we're going to have 30 minutes. This is minimal, and this is excessive. Now, in McDonald's, for me, normal. Somewhere here is normal, okay? McDonald's always say to me, how can we stop the grease from getting inside the grill? Do you know what my answer is? Keep the outside of the grill clean. Simple. If you keep the outside clean, the inside is going to stay clean. McDonald's seem to think that the grill unit, is a sealed unit. Nothing goes inside. It's not a sealed unit. If I pour water on it, it's going to go inside. And that's what happens. And you get grease like this. Now, if you do a certification and you have to clean the grill inside, you charge extra. It's not part of the certification, it's extra charge. Extra job sheets, extra charge. Okay? This is inside of the upper pattern. Again, new, none, minimal, excessive. Do you remember these grills, number 22? The reason these got so bad, this here is how you select the product. You have to turn, there's like a handle that you turn to 10 to 1, 4 to 1, okay? But that meant there's a hole in the top button. And then the store would come along with water, and they go all over the top, and the water goes inside, and it looks like this. Now we're looking at carbon. Minimal, to me, normal. That's normal in McDonald's, okay? Now, you can see here the problem with these Teflon sheets, because they're attached at the back here, as I explained to you before about the new grill, with the new grill, any grease which is here will go out. With this one, it's connected here, so it stays in this position. And then we start to have problems with grease and carbon and all those things. The side of the platen, okay, minimal, normal. This is what I see all the time.
Is this McDonald's?
This is all McDonald's, yeah.
I never seen this.
Yeah, this is all McDonald's. This is a McDonald's presentation. Platen plating, so all the grills have a nickel plating on them. That's what's shiny, it's nickel. Underneath there is aluminium. And if they use, remember I said if they use incorrect cleaning, they're going to take all of this shiny off. And it looks like this.
But they have used chemical? Wrong chemical?
It's lost all its nickel plating because they cleaned it incorrectly. They've used either different chemicals, maybe ice, maybe Coca-Cola, maybe 7-Up. They use all these things. I've seen it with my own eyes. Don't worry about this one. It's very old. You're not going to see this. You're just checking the low platen to see if it's in good condition here. Forget about this because, again, this is old. Okay, this is where I want to get to. Okay, so obviously we don't have this because we don't have airlines, we don't have a compressor, so we don't change these. Okay, in the old grill we'd have to change all of the airlines. and then we mark it replaced. Again, the cover on the gaskets on the old grill, we replace this. On the new one, we don't. This is the only piece we change on the new grill. That's it. Very simple. Okay? This now is split, so we don't have to, we can just split it and put it over the arm. Okay? One thing to remember when we change this, you see this little recess here. Okay? This seal has to sit in this position. If you look at the seal, if you look at this black piece when it's together, you should see a white outline where the arm is going through. Okay? If you don't see that, and you go to the back of the grill, you will see that white seal has moved. If the white seal moves, that means grease can now go in. Okay, so it has to be sat inside that little seat area. And all you do is just 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. This piece goes underneath this piece and goes together. Take them out, put the new one in, put the 4 new poppets in. It's done. Very simple. Oh, be careful, because with these new poppets, the pieces you pull out of here, on the back side is a washer, a metal washer. We used to solder that to the grill, weld it to the grill. Now it's not welded to the grill. So take the back panel off first, hold it, and then pull the black piece out. Because if you pull the black piece out, this piece is going to fall inside, and you might not find it. If it's full of grease, you might not find it. So hold it and pull it out. This is one of the main reasons I wanted to show you this. Okay? Because this is on the new grill too. Inspect the power cords and receptacles, good or faulty. This is asking you to check the cables, sockets, and the plugs. That was a McDonald's in New Orleans, in America, that was open and was serving product. And they pulled the grill out, and this is what it looked like. Okay? This wasn't even the worst thing that happened here. I was doing this training, I've been with you guys, I was doing this training in Dubai, and my old boss, Amy, she stood up at the back of the class, and she said, I took this picture. She said, this wasn't even the worst thing that happened in the store.
Since the beginning.
She said what happened was, she was stood at the back of the store, and 2 technicians were taking the panels off the C602 machine, the ice cream shake machine that we make. And when they were taking the panels off, she was looking and she thought there was all of this brown water running down their arms. As they were taking the panels, all this brown water was running down their arms. And she was looking and she's thinking, where's the water coming from? There's no water coming from the ceiling. There's no water in the machine, so where is the water coming from? When she got closer to the front of the store, it wasn't water, it was cockroaches.
Oh,
When they took the panels off the machine, all the cockroaches were inside and they just ran all over the engineers. So don't eat in McDonald's in New Orleans ever. Okay, so many problems here. Okay, but I just want to mention a couple of serious problems. I'm an electrician. Okay, I'm a qualified electrician, that's my trade. As an electrician, if you see something that's a problem, you have to rectify it. I'm talking in the UK. Again, if I don't rectify, if I saw this problem here, let's say I saw this here, and I did nothing about it, and the next day somebody died, I go to prison. Okay? So you have to be very careful with all these things. So I'm just going to run through a few things here. Sheaths are missing off here. They're full of grease. I mean, there's no flaps on the sockets. The sockets are full of grease. If I was a technician and I got to this store and they pull the grill out, the first thing I'm telling the manager is, you need to clean it. Not me, you need to clean it. And if you don't clean it, I'm not working in that environment. That is not a clean and safe environment to work. You have to clean it. Okay, so they have to clean it. But then, you have to make decisions now. Because if you don't have the correct pieces on your truck to change them, what do you do? Do you leave it? Do you leave it? Just leave it alone? What do you do? Well, so again, I'm talking from a UK perspective here. Okay? Personally, I've had this issue. Right? I'm going to give you an example. It's not actually. This is a real life example that I'm going to give you. The cables here, they become damaged. They run over them with the grills, they swell because of the grease, I bet you, if I grab hold of this cable here, my hand is going to be black. Because the insulation has now come off onto my hand. Yeah? This is because the insulation has broken down because of the grease. You may even see bubbles in the insulation. Again, it's because of grease ingress inside. So, in Australia, these cables are steel wired armoured. What I mean by that is, on the outside of the insulation, there's steel. Okay? So, if they're run over with the grill or anything happens, they can't break. The reason for this is, there was a 16-year-old boy who was working in McDonald's in Australia. Very first shift, first time ever working in a job. He didn't know how to work the fryer or the grill or anything, so the manager said, mop the floor for me. Okay? One of the cables here split all the way through to the conductors of three-phase electricity, 415 volts. The poor child put his mop underneath the grill, boom! He was dead. Because he touched the cable with the wet mop, sent a signal of electricity to his body, and he died. Okay, so that's why they have steel wired arm in Australia. The reason I'm telling you that is, it's very important that if you see any damage to these cables, you do something with it. You don't just leave it alone. You say put tape on. The problem with tape, it comes off because of the grease. So tape is not a solution. Now, the question is this. If I have a cut here, it's probably okay. Because I cut off and I put the plug back on, we're okay. But let's say that the cut is halfway down the cable and I don't have a cable in my truck. What I would do, cut the plug off the machine so they cannot use it. Now believe me, the store are not going to be happy because they want to use the grill. But I would rather the store manager be shouting at me than I go to prison. Safety first. Okay, so I would cut the plug off. I'd leave them, and then the next day I would go back, put the new cable on, put the plug in, now they can use it. Okay? But it's safety first. Don't leave anything which can lead you into trouble. Okay? It's only burgers and ice cream, guys. That's all it is. That's all the serving. So don't. Yeah, it's not worth you getting into trouble. It's not worth somebody losing their life. I can't drink water.
Binilad pa sa
Okay,
labas.
so number 2 here, we check all the connections. Again, this is in the new Grill 2. We have to go around and check all terminal connections to make sure they're tight. Forget about the next one. If you don't have it. We do have to check the standby mode. We're just pressing it. It works. It works. Simple. The same with the red button on the brake side. Don't worry about this one. Don't worry about that one. Don't worry about that one. As I say, there wasn't much I wanted to show, so. Okay, so you have to test the voltages, check your voltages, get your amp draw. When you're doing your amp draw, it has to be FLA, full load amps. It means everything is asking for power. So all the heaters are asking for power. Okay, and you test, put your meter on and you get your reading for your amps. Forget about this, it's not on the new one anyway. Do you remember those? No? That's those handles. They're the ones you were saying about before, the gap adjustments. Okay, so this is the last thing I wanted to show you. This is beef integrity. You remember my statement? The main aim of certification is to achieve beef integrity within specification. Yeah? So, first, restaurant pyrometer used. This is always going to be yes. You guys don't carry pyrometers, do you? No? You don't have your own pyrometer. So always going to be yes. Then we're going to do the check, like I told you before. Ice water, we'll check to see if it's 0. Okay, it should be 0. We're then going to, you can see here we have a 3, that's your surface probe that I said, there's the pyrometer. And you can see here if it's within 3 degrees plus or minus, we don't touch it. This one here is 4 degrees, because 218 to 222 is 4. Yes, we have to calibrate. 178, no, it's only 1 degree, we don't, and so on and so on. So if it's within 3 degrees up or down, we're okay. Then we say all temperatures are calibrated to specification. Again, main aim of certification is to achieve beef integrity within specification. So this is why this is important, because you are saying this is correct, not the store, you're responsible. Then we're going to do our gap settings. So we check our gaps. You can see that's the part number for the gap tool that you guys should use. This one here. So we say if it's good or we needed to adjust them. Okay. So now we're doing the beef integrity. So now we've set the gaps. We've set the temperatures. We're happy that everything is correct, and now we're going to check to see if it meets beef integrity. Okay? Now, it says here, steps listed on the daily beef integrity checklist performed with manager. Yes, you do have to do this with the manager, but first, this is my personal opinion, first, I make sure I'm happy before I get the manager. This is the reason I do that. If I'm doing it with the manager, you're sort of co-responsible for what's happening, both of you. If I'm happy, and then I go, and I step away, and I let the manager do the checks, they are now responsible. It's their manager that's going to tell me if it's correct or not me saying it's correct, the manager saying it's correct. So at the end of this sheet, when you get your signature, they are signing to say that this is correct. So if anything happens the next day or a few days later, you have the signature. Well, the manager said it was correct. They checked it. So you say, do it with manager? Yes. Now, does anybody know, are you doing Best Burger here in McDonald's? Are they doing Best Burger? Do you know? Have you heard of Best Burger? No? Okay, so Best Burger is a concept, okay? At the moment, or they used to do Made for You. It's just how they do the whole process of making the burger. Now it's Best Burger. So you will be getting it. If it's not already, you will get Best Burger. Again, it's just a process. But one of the things that's changed, we no longer have 8 pieces of meat. Now it's only 6 pieces. Okay? For the 10-to-1. And it's not 6 4-to-1, it's 4-to-1. Okay? But this here is simply the beef integrity. Now, these temperatures here will probably be different here in Kuwait. You would have to ask McDonald's. All of this information comes from McDonald's, not Taylor from McDonald's. Okay? Anything to do with the product is McDonald's. Now, so you put the full run of meat down, you press the black button, it's going to come down, it's going to cook. When it raises, you see here they have the salt and pepper shaker. And the salt and pepper each piece of meat. Now, you are not going to use the meat, so you don't have to salt and pepper the meat, but you do have to pretend. So you get the spatula that you take the meat off with, and you just go like this over the top. Okay? The reason you do that is because you want the meat to stay on the grill for that time. Okay? Because it's continually cooking. So you do this, and then you're going to remove the meat. This here is the UHT tray. They remove the meat, and now it used to be you check the 4 corners. Now you check all of the meat. Okay, so you use the probe, you check the meat, and in the UK this is above 69 and at least 1 below 74. In Kuwait, I don't know what it is. Again, you have to ask McDonald's what it is, or McDonald's store. If this is achieved, that's beef integrity. This is the beef integrity check. This is the check McDonald's do every single day. If they find that the temperature is too low here, what do they do? If the temperature is too low here, what do they do?
Adjust the
Cook time. Adjust the cook time. They put a second on, they do it again. If it's still undercooking, they put another second on, they do it again, until they get the beef integrity. Okay? Once this is okay, you write down the temperatures that you need to make beef integrity. Yeah? You're going to say the inspection is complete. Forget about that one. The number 2. Then you're going to say which one of these is correct. I don't know. Is the grill certified? Was the grill repaired immediately, or does the grill need repairs? This is all to do with the grill itself. Number 4, we don't expect you to know how much the cost is, so just leave this blank here. Then we have grill needs platinum repaired. No, yes, light, yes, right, yes, both. Grill needs platinum replaced. No, yes, left, yes, right, yes, both. Again, this is subjective to whatever's the grill. And then you get this sticker, okay? This does not come with the tune-up kit, with the service kit. You have to get these separate. So you keep these in your toolbox. You take one off, you stick it to the grill. It doesn't have this anymore. At the bottom here, you just write the date in. Then this number here, you write onto the form. In here, you put the date, you put the time, you put your name, your company, and then the all-important signature from the manager. Because the manager is saying that you have done the job correctly and everything is right. That's the most important thing. Then from today and tomorrow, you'll get your badge number. Okay, so you put your badge number in here. It's complete. Everything's done. Fix it to the grill. And done. Okay? Any questions? No? The problem here is you may not touch one of these grills for months. I don't know. Are you starting to work on those grills? I don't know. See, this is the problem. So all this information that I told you today, you're probably going to forget. Yeah. So again, Mabrook has access to Taylor Atlas, which is our website. You can get training presentations, you can get manuals, you can get lots of things from Atlas. So if you need anything, speak to Hassan. If he doesn't have it, I can send it to him, and we can get you the manuals and all those things. So as I say, this afternoon when we come back,